And I think they're really strong, to be honest. Oh, false Siri too?
The good of the Empire, that is what matters.
Wow. They're kind of looking for a way out, I think. Can we self-lock? We can transform Siri, can't we? That'll do. Thank you. Nice doing business with you.
Run while you're still able.
Whoa! Why? Mate, I don't run. The only direction I'm running is towards you. Take you on. I don't know who you think you're dealing with here. I'm not backing down from nothing. If we should play it like that.
My pain serves a purpose.
I love it when they just pause after you do something like that. I'll help him. It's all good, I'll help him. I'm happy to help.
Onward, sons of Nilfgaard!
Hey, what's up, legends? Welcome back to another deck guide. Before we get into today's list, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I'd really appreciate it if you do so now, because it would help me reach my next goal of achieving 10,000 subscribers. So for today, I have put together an Assimilate Sihil deck. Sihil was once a very strong removal tool, I guess you could say. It's been reworked. So this is my first time ever playing Sihil, and I was kind of curious to see how it performs now after it's, well, I guess you could call it a nerf perhaps. So that's what we're doing today, integrating Sihil with an Assimilate deck. Leader ability that we're utilizing is Imprisonment. This allows you to lock an enemy unit, damage it by 3, double charge. So we have a nice leader to counter engine-based decks in particular. Stratagem we're utilizing is Magic Lamp. Transform into Lamp Chin. We get this 5-power token unit that you see here. This is when we go first in a match. And the reason I went with the Lamp Chin is that it gives us a bit of flexibility in the proactive plays. So sometimes if we don't have some good options to play out, we could perhaps open up with Emissary, boosting Jin, and that immediately puts us on the right path to setting up the death blows for Sihil, as an example. So what I'm going to do is run you through this list bottom up, explain how best to play each card, when to play it during a match, and then we're going to discuss how to execute the strategy for this deck. So to begin with, one Emissary. This is a disloyal unit, so it gets played to your opponent's side of the field. The deploy is that you get to boost an ally by 7. Now, with these disloyal units that you see in our list, we want to play these out round 1 to help in setting up the death blow for Sihil. Okay, so you play a spy, next card would be Sihil, hit the death blow on this disloyal unit, and then play a bronze from our hand. That's the idea. So another good thing about Emissary is that it gives Braithens a proactive play when going first in a round, and if there's suboptimal targets to copy through the use of Duchess Informant. So now we've got a number of tactics that we're going to go through. Mainly we have these tactics in here, some of them as fillers, and because we're playing Calvate in this deck, so we need a good number of tactics just to work with this card's ability. So we've got Buhurt, boost an enemy unit by 3, then an allied unit by 9. If we know we're going to use Heat Wave on a unit, we may wish to stack these points into that target. That could be a good option. But other than that, it's just a few points to play into in round 1. So we've got 2 Tourney Joust, remove an enemy unit shield, damage it by 4, or give an allied unit shield boosted by 4. You could use the Joust to help set up the death blow for Sihil, damaging a unit down within death blow range and then playing Sihil later on in the round. Double diplomacy. Diplomacy works best when we have Assimilate units down on the board, because what we're doing is creating and playing a bronze card from our opponent's faction, and this triggers Assimilate, so not bad to play round 1 or later on during the match. We've got double Duchess Informant. We definitely also want to utilize Duchess Informant round 1 to help set up Sihil. Round 1 is best really with this deck. So Disloyal unit getting played to his opponent's side of the board. And essentially what we're doing is copying bronze cards from the opponent's side of the field and replaying them on our side. This is also a good card to play after having an Assimilate unit down on the board, just like Diplomacy. To give us tempo and to offer some damage, which may help set up Sihil in some circumstances, we are running the Blightmaker package. So what we want to do is always leave these 2 copies of these 2 Mage Assassins in deck at all times. And we'll be thinning them out to the board through the use of the Blightmaker. When we do that with the Blightmaker, the way we're going to do it is we deploy the Blightmaker. It lets us look into our deck. We get to select a card, move it to the top of our deck. That's always going to be Mage Assassin for us, okay? And because the Mage Assassin is a mage, and the way this card works, we get to spawn the Guardian, this construct unit here. And also we're thinning the Mage Assassin out to the board because of the way that the Mage Assassin works. When it's at the top of our deck, it gets randomly played out to a random row and does 2 points of random damage. Okay, so the idea is that we want to play Blightmakers out after your opponent has units on the board, so we get those points of damage from the Mage Assassin out. These are great to play out round 1. As I said, they just give you tempo, help you get round control. We've got 2 Mage Torturers in this deck because we're playing in a Assimilate kind of style. So it's a veiled unit. It can't gain a status. Assimilate, once again, this refers to boost off by 1 or the specified amount whenever you play a card that's not from your starting deck. So any kind of create effects we have, like Rune Mage, Bribery, Diplomacy, and also Terra Nova, Braithens, all these kinds of plays. Duchess Informant will trigger Assimilate. Given an enemy unit spying, Mage Torturer we're looking to hold onto for when our opponent plays a good unit. And the idea is that we can replay that good unit later on through the use of Terra Nova by giving spying status to it. Mage Torturer also has synergy with Q, a unit which has spying status. You can replay that unit through Q. So we can play 1 Mage Torturer round 1 and then play the other later if we like. We've covered this. We've got double Nausicaa Sergeant. It's just great value at 6 provision cost. Not only that, Nausicaa Sergeant triggers Assimilate because we're creating battle preparation, a tactic there. It makes these kinds of decks really strong. For example, if we play Calvate round 1 and the opponent wishes to bleed us round 2, in a short round 3, we can fall back on some big point slam plays such as Nausicaa Sergeants, Blightmakers if we didn't play them. That's the general idea why I have Nausicaa in here. Just great value at this provision. So what we have to ensure is that we don't play Nausicaa until we've won a round. If your opponent, if your opponent has won a round. So the deploy is that if your opponent has won around this game, we get to spawn and play this out. So this card won't be played round 1. It's either going to be played round 2 or 3. We've got Bribery, just works great because we're playing Rune Mage especially. So this allows us to create and play a unit from your opponent's starting deck. Just think ahead about the opponent's strategy, what kind of cards they have in the timing of Bribery. For example, if you know the opponent runs Igni, you may wish to play this late in a round. I really suggest saving Bribery more so round 2 or 3. And if you could save it to be played with Terra Nova and Braithens, it's probably best. Another tip for Bribery, play it after playing Rune Mage, because Rune Mage will give us greater selection of what we can pull with a card like that. So with Rune Mage, we can play Rune Mage round 1. Deploy for the rest of the game. Your create effects show you 5 options instead of 3, which is pretty good. Create and play Runestone. So you just get to choose any of these Runestones here. For me, I don't mind going NG most of the time because you can get locks, maybe more Assimilate units, maybe Soldier, strong Soldier units. Also, Northern Realms is not bad because they have pretty strong engines. But like I said, round 1 card, play this before you play Bribery. Then we've got Calvate to give our deck consistency. So we want to play Calvate round 1 if it's safe to do so. Depends what kind of a deck you're versing. Deploy, sort the cards in your deck from the highest to the lowest provision cost. And at the start of the game, move stuff up by 1 position in the deck for each tactic in your starting deck, which is why we have these number of tactics. For the most part, we're getting Calvate round 1 from what I've found in experimenting with this deck. Latest would be round 2. And then we've got Coup in this list. It's an Echo card. We get to play it twice. We get to damage an enemy unit by 3. Death Blow, spawn and play a base copy of it. If it has spying status, always trigger the Death Blow. A few tips with Coup. We can use Leader to set up the Death Blow for Coup. We want to save Mage Torture to synergize with Coup. We can play this round 1 if we like. And we can also use Sihil to set up Coup. We can damage a unit down and then play Coup onto it for the Death Blow. Play 1 charge for round 1, the other for round 2 and 3. And try to play Coup after having some Assimilate units down on the board. For a Tall Punish option, and to deal with scenarios, artifacts, we've got Heatwave. Allows you to banish a unit or an artifact. Best saved round 2 or 3. Braithen's an Assimilate unit. On deploy, we're creating a create and play a Bronze Disloyal unit from our starting deck. So we can create with Braithen's Duchess Informant or the Emissary, because those are the Disloyal units we have. So we can use Braithen's to help set up Sihil Death Blow, right? Create a Disloyal unit, 1 strength, hit it with Sihil. You could play this round 1, 2, or 3. It's up to you. Probably better save for round 2 or 3. Then we've got Sihil in this list. So the way Sihil works now, it's capped off to a certain point of damage, just at 3. So it starts off by damage an enemy unit by 1. Death Blow, play a bronze card from your hand. Then move Sihil back to your hand. Initiative, also increase the damage by 1 for the rest of the game. If the damage was 3, transform into Masterful Sihil instead. That's this here. And Masterful Sihil does damage an enemy unit by 3, then play a bronze card from your hand, then move this card back to your hand. Okay, some things to keep in mind. When we get Sihil transformed into Masterful Sihil, whenever we play Masterful Sihil, it triggers Assimilate every time. Okay, that's why I've decided to play it in an Assimilate build. That's one reason. So that could add up to a lot of value. If we've got a lot of Assimilate units down and you're playing Masterful Sihil in combination with bronzes, that's some good overall points. I'd like to think so. My tip for Sihil is that we want to set up Sihil round 1 through the use of the Emissary, Duchess Informants, if we can do some damage, some other ways like that, and then have this card comfortably to utilize round 2 or 3. Some matchups it will be easily more able to set up the death blows. You know, just if you're versing units who run a lot of lower powered tokens, stuff like that. Some matches it will be more difficult. In some matches, it won't be worth playing Sihil. Maybe you'll just pass it off and not go for this strat because the opponent can counter the strat very good. If we don't get Sihil in hand by round 2, you also may wish to not play the card. Those are just my tips from what I found, but feel free to experiment for yourself. So basically the idea is that we want to use Sihil to thin bronzes from hand and not really play bronze cards directly from hand, okay? Damage a unit, get the death blow, play this. When it's in Masterful Sihil stage, we don't have to worry about hitting death blow. We simply just have to damage and then play Blightmaker, Nausicaa Sergeant, Mage Torture, those kinds of cards. And then finish, we got Terran Over, also an Assimilate unit. Spawn and play a base copy of any non-disloyal unit you gave Spying to during this game, excluding self. Terran Over is great round 2 or 3. Try to target the best units you can with Mage Torture to help set this card up. Don't play this card at all until Mage Torture is given something spying status, okay? Because you won't get any value out of it, really. So now that I've covered the list, let me explain our execute strategy. Our deck is fairly balanced. We have some control aspects. We got good tempo. So what I'll say for this one is, depending upon the kind of list you're versing, you decide where you'd like to take it. If you're versing a control deck, sure, we can bleed round 2 utilizing our Assimilate package, because then in a short round 3, you have cards like Nausicaa Sergeant, even the Blightmakers to fall back on. If you're versing an engine-based deck, you could simply go along round 3 because we have Sihil, we have Imprisonment, got Heatwave, Final Say. Assimilate's quite strong, replaying your opponent's engines back. So considering those things, let's say round 1, what we want to do is emphasize setting up Sihil, getting the death blows, transforming it into Masterful Sihil round 1. So what we're going to do is play cards such as Emissary, boosting up a unit, and then we wish to play Sihil to thin our bronzes from hand, right? So if we play our disloyal units round 1, I think that's a great thing to do. Play a disloyal unit, use Sihil, kill it, play more bronzes. Just repeat that process until we transform this into Masterful Sihil. Also, round 1, we want to play Calvate, Coup. We can play Rune Mage, Mage Torture, Blight Makers. So lower cost of tactics. Round 2, if you want to bleed, you can. If not, go along round 3. And what we want to do in opening up into the long round 3 is establish our Assimilate units down on the board first, because Masterful Sihil triggers Assimilate every time. So if it makes sense to do so, depending on what you copied, we can open up with Terra Nova, we can play Braithens, we can play Mage Torch. Actually, we wouldn't go about it like that. We would like to play the bronzes through Masterful Sihil. Okay, right, just keep that in mind. So we play our Assimilate units down, and then when it comes to the bronzes, we're always using Masterful Sihil to play a bronze from hand. So it's going to be like Masterful Sihil, Nausicaa, Masterful Sihil, Mage Torture, etc. Okay, as the round closes down, we can consider utilizing Bribery, Coup, we can go Sihil, and then let's say during that round as well, we can use Imprisonment Leader. And as a final say, at the end of the round, we got Heatwave to fall back on as a tall punish option. That's the general idea for the list. I would consider this a control deck. So I hope you have fun watching the following matches, and thanks very much for your time and support. Some kind of a spam deck? Looking for Sihil? No. Quite difficult against some decks. Right.
I forgive you. This time.
How many Shiru?
I shall not repeat Emir's mistakes.
Masquerade Ball is an opener?
A taste of morphine, is it?
We can always save Heatwave because they've gone first here. Just wonder why playing it like this as an opener Masquerade Ball. It's a very strong play.
Drinking can be hazardous to your health.
Yeah, what's up? Very nice. Really? Whenever I see that around 1 as an opener, I just feel like it's costly.
Relieve him of all burdens.
I could be wrong.
Hail, Kerzer.
Couldn't get another poison. This is quite good.
None can match the power of Nilfgaard.
Double scenario? Really? That's what you'll think? Double scenario? True. I'm sure they're thinking the same thing.
Beaters forward. Let that hum.
So we can copy that and get rid of the
Feeling a bit
7-powered unit. Not a bad idea. We can also play this first. Maybe even lock that. Thanks a lot for the follow, appreciate it. Oh my goodness.
Excellent. I had hoped for it just before my shade.
I think we want to take it.
Do I enjoy torture? Perhaps. A bit.
Can I get the zeal on that? If you control a vampire. We can coup it. So we got that for Terra Nova, that's nuts. That's really crazy, man. Oh, wow.
My loyalty is to Imperial coin, not to the face depicted.
I hate nothing more than a creaky door.
Maybe we pass now. Getting Braithens out, Philippe, Ball. Looks a bit pricey. Yo, what's up, Salty? How are you? The legend is here.
Snap and die. Kill.
I don't like calling you Salty because you're a very nice person. It's a bit of a dilemma for me whenever you pop in chat. Not sure how to approach it. Any advice? You gonna keep it still? 1 kill, 2 kill, 3 kill. Yeah, you probably keep it. So we want to save the bronzes to be played through this. So it'll be this first, I think.
Your name, young man, should be cursed into an urge.
Please wait your excellency. Falling behind.
You're doing a good job. Nice, man. Appreciate your time, my brother. Hope your stream's going well.
Behold Nilfgaard's iron might!
Maybe bribery pulls me a defender. They've put that there to block my my play. Oh wow. Then draw a card.
There is but one punishment for traitors.
Yep. No roast stack. Wow, this could work out really nice for us now, actually. Yeah, I gotta be careful. I know, I'm trying to think of a few things to work around. Maybe we just heatwave defender, is it? Oh, it's witches. So this is seizing, but we don't want to do that. I need that there. Let them waste control on him.
Words mean nothing now.
Yeah.
The Lord shall tuck tail and beg for mercy.
I bring death, quite literally.
What else is worth locking? Maybe it is. Now we can do our thing. Thanks a lot for the follow, appreciate it.
There is but one punishment for traitors.
This is an aristocrat.
Don't ask a lady her
Wait,
age.
how does it work again? If you control a vampire. Gain zeal. We still go for leap? Maybe we have to prioritize. Prioritize locking this first. Can we do something like that? No. Unless I coup this and lock it. Lock an enemy unit.
Who is to die?
I think now we play turn over. And then we finish up with Sihil. Thanks very much. Appreciate the kind words. Thirsty Dame's a vamp. Yeah. We can disrupt flanking. I do think we do this first now.
None of it to sit back and do nothing.
My favorite quarry? What? Fugitives, of course.
Kuamir again. So how are we using Philippe here? Just working up to a unit to remove it? Or we just target the threes at the back? Wow, they gave me one? That's so interesting, we can actually use that. Okay, what do we want, 2?
My duty?
Synergy with Philippe
Where it doesn't belong.
and the pikeman.
Oh dear. Have I something in my teeth?
We'll just go for that. Bit of everything.
Everyone has their secrets. Everyone. Her grace will not be pleased. A taste of miracle, is it?
Right. We can kill the far left. Play this. I think back row's no, that's probably sketchy to do that. Just here.
My blade. I trust you have sharpened.
How's this one work again? Poison. Beautiful. Just basically replaying the strategy. So if we take out the 10, it should be good. Yeah, we get to do it. Oh, that's big. That's really big. Ho ho ho! Yes! That was great, man. GG's all around.
I've no patience for humans.
Curse Scrolls probably for Saskia. Nice. We could just open up with Calvate, take it from there. Probably is. Shu is a really fun and interesting card. And Therion. Okay, so they're doing a bit of harmony stuff.
I forgive. This time.
You're forgiven on one occasion only. No more. You must not do another mistake against the aristocrats. There we go.
Let's hurry.
I know the truth. I simply want you to admit it.
So they use Saskia to win round 1. And then what's their other strat they got? What are they really playing here? Unitless deck. Can we get a lock? We can get this, which is good for this right now.
I hate nothing more than a creaky door.
Making a bomb? I'm surprised they didn't kill this off. Ah, I messed up the sequencing because this is initiative. I gotta remember that. Sometimes I forget, because when you play Masterful Sihil, you don't need to think about that. Okay.
My duty? To stick my nose where it doesn't belong.
Oh, Cat Witcher.
Humans are scum. I prefer elves or pixies even. Hail Herzer.
Chameleon? Or maybe we don't want that.
The waters of Broccolon, their taste still upon my lips.
You see, you must hold between your teeth like so.
There we go. That's so good how we can just keep boosting Madoc. Oh wow. Jeez, it's gonna be like a filthy unitless list. Wraithens. Wraithens into Antherion.
Take him to the woods and release the hounds.
It's a beast.
Everyone has their secrets. Everyone.
Maybe we have to like push like that a bit in this one, because I think later they're just gonna wreck us. Traps, you think? Maybe not if they're playing a lot of bombs and specials. I think it's just gonna be like a gourd kind of unitless deck. Because it'd be a bit inconsistent if they're playing so many specials and don't have traps. It's a lot of provisions if you're going to do traps. Running Eldane. Yeah. Yeah. Never give it a long round to trap deck. Even this kind of a deck. That's why I'm just pushing here a bit more if I can. Oh, I think we're getting some good things. Wow. Who said Shiru in chat? Wow, that's a great Shiru, man. They're going to kind of hit themselves a bit. But still a good value. 10... Yeah, for sure. Man. Honestly, you got to respect it. I think we forced some good combos out here. But that was sick.
Yeah, I work for the
Yeah,
better than working with humans.
that was great. They're kind of at risk of bricking because they didn't use leader here. If they pass, we'll probably have to go bribery. Could be bad if they bleed me. Because I got Sihil. Basically just plays with like 4 points with Assimilate value here. Wow, they passed. Maybe better in this case. Okay, so they have Igni in there too. I think they may brick now. Yo, what's up, Bronze? Good thing is, they have those tool punish control cards. And we're going kind of wide with Blight Makers. I like that. I think that's nice. I think maybe this isn't necessary now. We just got Inferion here. Better for Sihil. I think we just want to focus Sihil value. +3, +3. Not go so tall, but I can't avoid that this way. We'll delay it if we can. I'll try to delay. And is roast stacking... Well, they got Madoc. They had 1 haze. Yeah, we kind of want to roast stack to avoid Madoc. That could fall into something.
Don't snap your spout of me. I'm
Yeah. Okay, sure. So they may have they already played Curse. I think now we can do it. One of them. Igni. I think they won't get value on Igni now. There's Heat Wave for us. Nice. If we see a bronze, we lock it. They may have another engine in hand. They're thin quite a bit. This is probably suboptimal for them to hit because it's armored. I think maybe we'll see a bomb now. Something like a bomb. Some kind of damage card. That's fine too.
Dance! Dance! Dance with my death!
Don't even really need to lock it, do we? We'll save the lock for another engine. Make it go this way, Cataclysm. Playing around Igni as much as I can.
I bring death. Quite literally.
That's it, baby. Who's playing unitless now? Cool. That's it. Wow, what a win! It feels good! It feels good, man. Okay. Oh, we don't have Calvate. Crap, man. We made it work. Yeah, we get that win all of a sudden. That's it. New meta breaker deck. Don't tell anyone about the other matches before that one. Oh, this is like a shoot reckless flurry. We shouldn't be giving that back to them, hey. I can't utilize that even if I give it spying status.
Defeat them with hunger, crush them with thirst.
Playing versus NG spotter is the key. Oh, it's gonna be points, man.
Your foot. Come on, give it a lash. Sing along.
Casino Lippy, probably. With a stratagem? Yeah, good call. Definitely, because they're thinning down so much. Yeah. I mean, maybe that's not bad. For Terra Nova.
Do I enjoy torture? Perhaps. A bit.
Resilience? What else do we have for a heatwave target in this match? Another shoop. We'll just do it so they're less effective on the bleed. It could be worse for us. I love decks like this, man. Yeah, we'll give it to them. So, like, what do they do now? They go Compass in the next round? They bleed me, right? So meme. Lippy. Right. So that you won't get a 3-point finisher? Yeah, maybe we could do something like that. We still haven't found Sihil though. I don't know if Sihil's worth it now. Nah. Probably isn't in a round 3. With no setup until round 3. I'm not exactly sure if we should play it like that.
My pain serves a purpose.
I love it when they just pause after you do something like that. I'll help help him. It's all good, I'll help him. I'm happy to help.
Onward, sons of Nilfgaard!
Wow, it would have been really good to get rid of that too. Rune Mage? So that's gonna purify, isn't it? So there's no use locking it. I don't think there is, hey? Seizing?
Stars are all the trophies.
I mean, I might be able to actually use it now. Because I just pulled it here in this round. What's the scariest thing to you in Australia? The animals? The animals? Can we include insects? It'll probably be more on the insect side. The spiders are pretty crazy. Yo, Ash, what's good? Nice to see you. I didn't get to see it yet, nah. Was it good? Good fights? Damage and... Do I want the emissary? Yeah, I want the emissary.
A shame I have.
What the hell? Is there anything worth copying here? Damage an enemy unit by 2. They're not really good copy targets. But we want to get Sihil up anyway. So I think we just keep doing this. So what's the best option?
To stick my nose where it doesn't belong.
Probably this.
I lift your hand!
Okay, I think we're good here now. What's the stream time? Hey, what's up, Gav? It's 9 AM over here. How about you? Yeah, thanks for the follow. Is it Nefedi? 42, appreciate it. And the other person before that, thank you. Sorry if I failed to attend to the follows, appreciate it. Much love, eh? Yep. Okay, we're in masterful action now. We have the masterful action going down. Draka? 6 PM in Canada. Yo, what's up? Ah, that's epic. I'm so happy to hear that. Congratulations. Observe a master in action.
To feel there is nothing.
Sounds like Dandelion to me, isn't it? Yo, what did we copy for Mage Torture again? Round 1, what was it? I can't remember. We have copied something with it, right? I mean, we can play that out too.
Gotcha.
Snowdrop, that's right.
You'll never get my rhymes out of your heads.
Do we really want to... It's actually bad doing this. Because I'm shuffling.
Watery tart. I'll show you.
I think is Emissary the best or this?
Take it for the woods and release the hound.
Everyone has their secrets. Everyone.
If I damage by 3 with leader, we're on even anyway. Yo, Caranthe, what's good? How's the Wild Hunt treating you? Wait, what did they take from me? Oh, man, maybe it's not bad. Proactive, it's gonna be a bit sus. Because I'm going first, maybe we're passing this off. I think it's not gonna be as valuable here. And hoping to get bribery. We can use Q with leader to get a death blow.
Suffering ennobles, friend. You'll be a count once I'm done with you.
Something like that, yeah. Get bribery and put that one back.
Why aren't you listening? Listen
Yes.
to me, damn it.
Yes. Yes. The lucky one. Thanks so much for resubscribing with the Prime, Caranthe 99. Legend. Man, that's too magical. Yeah, you gotta get rid of Snowdrop the second you see it in this kind of a match. Thanks a lot for the follow, my friend. Appreciate it. I think banishing Shoop was big for us. Well, they can't Canby here. If they Canby, they lose. We're ahead on points. So it's gotta be something else. Like Morkvarg, I don't know. Some kind of a warrior, maybe, that could destroy one of these. That's pretty good too.
What's it gonna take?
can't use it. Plan Echo. Can't use it, but points-wise, the best, I think.
The mysteries of this world, boundless they are.
I think still points-wise was best. Oh, so close.